53 past the hour, with President-elect Trump planning to eliminate tax credits for those who buy or lease electric vehicles. California Governor Gavin Newsom says his state will step in and continue providing up to $7,500 in federal tax credits, or tax credits, I should say, courtesy of the Inflation Reduction Act. But California Congressman Ro Khanna is calling out Governor Newsom for not including Tesla in the state's new rebate program, writing on X, in part, quote, "Tesla makes over 550,000 vehicles in Fremont, in my district, employing over 20,000 people. Let's not play politics with keeping manufacturing in California." Joining us now is former chief auto critic at the New York Times, Lawrence Ulrich. Lawrence, it's great seeing you. So how much would getting rid of these rebates impact sales and production of EVs?
Well, good to see you, Jose. By some measures, eliminating the credits could lead to an almost immediate, maybe 27% drop in electric car sales in the United States. And obviously that's a big hit. You know, we're at a pivotal moment for the auto industry and its competitive race right now. The electric car industry has established a real foothold here, but they're still vulnerable, especially against China's electric juggernaut. Now, Donald Trump may look to kneecap its momentum. That could be very damaging to our jobs, to competitiveness versus China, and to the fight against climate change.
How much has it cost the government to have these rebates? And when you're doing a cost-benefit analysis, how much has it helped sales and production of EVs?
Well, since January alone, consumers have taken $2 billion in credits. And that sounds like a lot of money, but it's a drop in the bucket compared to China's support of its EV industry, which is, of course, kind of controlling the battery supply chain and looking to really dominate this industry. So, you know, we are seeing the biggest renaissance of auto manufacturing in most of our lifetimes. I'm from Detroit originally, 3 generations of auto workers, worked in a factory myself. And these credits and the IRA have already created more than 120,000 direct jobs in the auto industry, maybe more than 900,000 additional jobs in the broader economy. I mean, and this investment, we should notice, has been focused in just the states that could need these good-paying, skilled manufacturing jobs. 84% of this investment is focused in 10 states. I should add red and purple states from Michigan, Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia. And when we talk about playing politics with this issue, these are investments that are going to benefit middle class and all Americans and ensure our future competitiveness.
Yeah, and I mean, meanwhile, the governor of California is looking to kick in that rebate, but exclude Teslas. Why would that happen?
The thought behind that is that Tesla is in the catbird seat and maybe doesn't need the incentives. It's an interesting situation. Elon Musk has called for the elimination of all credits. There's a certain twisted logic to it, maybe him feeling that his company, being the only one who makes profits currently in EVs, is less vulnerable to this. So eliminating the credits they could ride through it and it would hurt his competitors. But Elon Musk's ultimate goal was always this altruistic thing about getting everyone into an EV. So we'll have to see how it shakes out. But one thing that's important to note is whatever happens to tariffs, whatever Donald Trump's machinations, we may stall the transition to electric cars, but it will not stop. The cars are more popular than ever. 1 of every 10 new cars is an EV now, and if you add hybrids, it's 1 in every 5. So this transition will continue. The question is, will we build these cars in North America, or will we just cede the market and import the cars from China?
Lawrence Ulrich, fascinating, and I very much appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jose.